All I want is for you to speak out against Loghain.
Thank you again. Know that I will stand behind you at the Landsmeet with all the support I can muster.
Politics. I'm thinking of Alistair. Maybe Alistair should marry Anora.
Are you serious?
Oh, he's right there.
No, never mind. I don't even want to hear the rest of this. You two just keep talking about me.
I can persuade. I'm a master of persuasion. Don't you worry.
Is this something Alistair even desires?
I think I can convince him. Be playing matchmaker for the fate of the whole country. Alistair, buddy, mate, pal. I think you should marry Anora.
Marry her? As in marriage? As in be her husband?
Yes.
You've spoken to her about this?
Yes.
You did, didn't you?
I did.
Why
I
would
did.
you do that? Did you take a blow to the head? That's
Many.
crazy.
I've taken many blows to the head. Don't worry about this. Cool. All right, let's talk to some nobles and stuff and turn in some people that we rescued. So, this chanter. Yeah, that's right. That was Rexel or something. The Rexel guy.
And after much sweat, blood and toil, her labors ended, and the world marveled at what she wrought.
That's right. Chanters can only speak in prayer. Let me know of Rexel's fate, and she warded you. With time, perhaps the veteran will regain his senses and return home. Well, hopefully.
I was getting to that part.
Hopefully he's alright. Alright, into the tavern then. Let's talk to the nobles again. Now we're going to sway some to our side. Once they realise how Loghain was betraying them. Or just being a general dick. Al Wolf, yep, can't talk to him. Well, I'm pretty sure we can't talk to him. He still doesn't want to talk to us, right?
There's nothing more to say.
Lingard.
Whoever you are, Wait. I know you. My son described you in great detail. He tells me that I owe you his life.
Yes, correct. Who are you?
You see me at a loss. I suppose I have yet to recover from the shock of seeing Oswin. I am Ban Sigurd of the Dragon's Peak Benorn, and I owe you a debt of gratitude for your kindness to my son. Is there anything you would ask as a reward for saving Oswin?
All I want is for you to speak out against Loghain.
Thank you again. Know that I will stand behind you at the Landsmeet with all the support I can muster.
Politics.
I'm taking my supper today with Ban Reginalda of the White River Benorn. I'll speak with her about this at once.
Thank you very much. That'll be great. Just sort of get out of the way a bit, please. Yes, politics, political allies for the win. We talk to this person.
Be gone.
Oh, shut up. Don't be a flog. Hey, now this is the Templar's sister that we... So the Templar that we rescued, this is his sister, right?
May I help you?
I was asked to give this to you. The ring.
This is Ermenric's. Explain yourself. My brother would no more part with this ring than with his head.
He needs your help.
He's alive then? Please, if you have any news of my brother, I would hear it.
He's in the dungeon of the Isle of Denerim's estate.
A dungeon? What? No. I will go to him at once. Someone will answer for this. Take this with my thanks. It has been in my family since the War of Crowns, crafted for us by the Circle of Magi. An heirloom is a small thing compared to my brother's life.
Yeah, true. So... Get me an amulet. Oh, I'm assuming she'll be on our team then?
You'll have to
Ryland.
excuse me. I am engaged at present.
Oh, yes, I'm engaged and too important right now. Will Liliana unlock that? No, she can't. Okay. Alright, so now let's go to visit the Isle, and now that we've escaped and rescued the Queen and got some nobles on our side, see what he has to say next. Then that might do us for now, until we then continue with... Whoa. Hang on, which way do we go? Here's the estate. Quite a nice estate. Conveniently located on the market district. In we go! Okay, everyone's all spread out. I think this way is where we go. Eamon.
Maker's breath. It's good to see you in one piece, my friend.
Indeed. We have been praying for your safe return, Warden.
Okay, so what happens now? Well, firstly, it's good to see you're all right, Anora.
I was uncertain you would respond as you did, considering the consequences. I am glad you did. Thank you. Now, however, we must work together. And quickly. My father has gone mad. I didn't believe it at first, but he is gripped by a paranoia so severe it prevents him from seeing sense. He saw me as a threat. Yet even now, I'm certain he will be telling the nobles you are dangerous murderers that have kidnapped and mind-controlled me. He may even believe it.
Is there no way that we can actually reason with him?
I thought so. I'd hoped so. Hal's influence was strong. His death can only be a good thing. But even that will not be enough. I know my father, and he is committed to his course. He will see this through, no matter what. You will need ammunition come the Landsmeet, and I can help you in that regard. You have only just arrived in the city, so perhaps you are unaware of some recent events. Denerim has been in turmoil since Ostagar. Many people here are angry or grieving. Strangely, the unrest is worst in the alienage. Few elves accompanied the army. They should have little reason to be upset, which means that Hal and my father must have given them reason. I don't know what is happening there, but I am certain my father has his hands in it.
A useful lead, Anora, but you could have sent this information with your maid.
That is true. I feared for my safety as Hal's prisoner. But to tell the truth, I sent Elena to you because I hoped we might join forces. You need that evidence for the Landsmeet, but you also need a stronger candidate for the throne. You need me.
And what of Alistair?
I have no doubt Alistair is biddable enough, and decent, but even with his blood, he is no king. You think only I can see it? Not only that, Alistair is a Grey Warden. It will look like you are trying to put a Grey Warden on the throne, despite your claims. I am a neutral party, and I am already queen.
Anora, you are indeed Cailan's widow, but...
I am the daughter of Ferelden's greatest general. Who do you think truly ruled this nation for the last 5 years? Cailan. I am what this country needs, not an untrained king who does not even want the throne. I can help you stop my father. Consider what I have said. For now, I think I will retire to my room. Warden, when you have a moment, I ask that you speak to me in private.
Very well, we shall. Because I have a plan.
Well, she's quite spirited. I remember when Loghain first brought her to Denerim. Poor Cailan was a good boy, but Anora was always 2 steps ahead. Had him jumping when she snapped since the first time she batted her eyelashes. I cannot help thinking she may be trouble, but we should keep her close.
Why do you think she's trouble?
This is an alliance of convenience. For the moment, we are united against Ain. Be careful how much trust you place in her. I do not for a moment think Anora means to give up her power easily. Still, I would rather have her where we can watch her than actively working for Loghain.
So, she's single now, right?
Are you thinking you might stand a chance at courtship? It would be unseemly for her to marry so soon after Cailan's death.
No.
She wouldn't take that risk unless it helps her secure the throne.
I'm not thinking of me. I'm thinking of Alistair. Maybe Alistair should marry Anora.
Are you serious?
Oh, he's right there.
No, never mind. I don't even want to hear the rest of this. You two just keep talking about me. I'm going to stand over here with my fingers in my ears.
That would certainly solve a lot of problems.
Yes, it would.
Forth the strongest argument before the Landsmeet.
Our marriage.
Loghain, with Theirin blood on the throne, and Anora's wisdom and popularity, Ferelden could present the most united front against the Blight. Unfortunately, the marriage would never happen, unless they both agree to it. And I suspect that might take a lot of persuading to get past her pride and his humility.
I can persuade. I'm a master of persuasion, don't you worry. Okay, so firstly, I guess, why is it so important to put... Let's try that again. Why is it so important to put Marik's son, Alistair, bastard son, on the throne in the first place?
Ferelden was first united by Cailan, the Silver Knight. For 400 years, his descendants have ruled Ferelden. That was the heritage we preserved from the Orlesians. And it is the heritage I will fight for as long as one of Cailan's descendants still lives. Without that to unite us, we could scatter back to warring Terniers.
But Alistair doesn't know the first thing about being king.
No, I don't, which I've told both of you on many occasions. If Anora's turned against Loghain, I say let her keep the crown. It looks better on her anyway.
You're both wrong. With a few months of experience, Alistair will make a fine king. He knows how to lead troops to defend his land. He knows how to stand and fight for justice. He knows how to show compassion to those less fortunate, and how to trust to the Maker's guidance to know right from wrong. And he knows who to turn to for aid, should that training fail him. He will be fine.
Let's talk about something else.
We certainly have a great deal to plan.
What do you think he's doing in the alienage?
Maker knows what that man is capable of now.
Alright, I've got some work to do.
Of course. If I might make a suggestion, go speak with Anora. She will either be a powerful ally or a powerful enemy, and the sooner we know which she is, the better.
I'm going to turn her into a powerful ally because I want her to marry Alistair. Alistair, buddy, mate, pal.
I haven't been here in a while. They've changed the dining room.
Yes, you mentioned that. I have some questions.
Of course.
Apparently, I cannot ask him about it right now. Warden.
Hello again, friend. It looks as though you're no worse for wear after your stay in Fort Draken.
Okay, what can we ask you about? What are your plans now?
When I'm well enough, I'm going to continue my journey toward Ostagar. Hopefully I'll be able to trace the heart of the Blight and where the Archdemon itself abides. If we want to defeat this Archdemon, we need to know where it is and how soon it might strike.
I was hoping I could learn a bit more about the Grey Wardens.
Well, I'd be happy to tell you what I know, but it seems to me that you've picked the important parts up yourself. Be firm in your beliefs, protect people from their own ignorance, and be as loyal as you can to your brothers, even knowing you'll share their death.
How many Wardens are there?
It's tough to say. Only the fortress in Weishaupt has every record. But there are certainly a few dozen or hundreds in every nation in Thedas. The Anderfells are home to over 1,000. It's almost like the Archdemon chose Ferelden deliberately, knowing how unguarded it is.
Have you ever been to the fortress in Weishaupt?
Once only, and I'd rather not go again. It's far, lad. And very foreign. The Wardens there, they fight Darkspawn like you and me. But they're shaped by the winters there in the forest. They're a cold group and don't care like they should about the rest of the world. Their king is weak, and many Anders look to the Wardens to rule. I hate to say this, but some of them seem to want.
How were the Wardens even founded?
It was near 1,200 years ago, and
oh, that's a long time.
Knows for sure, except that it began with a group of Anders soldiers. Apparently, they defected from their king's army, vowing that fighting the Blight was more important, and traveled all the way to Tevinter themselves. They were the first ones to track down the Archdemon Dumat, and the ones to slay him, though none survived the battle. But they had picked up followers by then, and it was they who formally founded the Order, and were recognized by Thedas.
Okay, why has it been so long since the last Blight?
Archdemons don't awaken on their own, you know. It takes the Darkspawn, tunneling and tunneling, searching for centuries to find one. And with no one to lead them, it must be sheer chance, or maybe instinct, which leads them. What's surprising isn't that it takes so long between Blights. What's surprising is that they succeed at all. But I imagine the old gods call to them. And it's that voice in the darkness which drives them through so many generations.
Alright, I guess that's all for now.
The important thing to remember is, none of that matters. When you're facing Darkspawn, all you need to know is to stop them at all.
Thanks, Riordan. Alright, Grizz, so what we're doing is we've talked to some of the nobles now that we've rescued some of their, relatives and whatever else, and shown how much of a dick Loghain and Arl Hal have been. And we're back with Arl Eamon. Anora the Queen is here. And we have a plan to try and get Alistair to marry the Queen. So, Eamon wants Alistair to be king. Alistair wants her to be queen. He doesn't want anything to do with being king. I want to try and convince them both to marry each other, which I'm pretty sure I can. Even though Alistair is quite horrified by that thought. So, Anora, I want to play Cupid. Political marriages and matchmaking for power and awesomeness.
Hello again, Warden. It is good that you came to speak with me. I will be blunt. I can see that your voice will be a strong one in days to come. It is to you that Eamon listens, and with good reason. My father must be stopped, but once that is done, Ferelden will need a ruler. I would welcome your support for my throne.
Yes, so she wants to remain queen. Eamon wants Alistair to be king instead. I think we should get them on the same page. Do you think you're a better candidate than Alistair?
Do you disagree? You are a fellow Grey Warden. What do you think of Alistair's potential to rule? Never mind his willingness.
Well, being a good ruler requires more than just ambition.
Alistair seems like a kind, well-meaning man, and biddable enough. These are admirable qualities, if not kingly ones. He also seems to be a fine Grey Warden, which is exactly why he should remain one and serve the kingdom by defeating the Darkspawn.
And a king who's a fine warrior? That sounds good to me.
Oh, there are some who would follow Alistair out of respect for his Theirin blood. The others would see this as Eamon grabbing for power. Who else do you think Alistair would turn to for help? Eventually, the nobility
Eamon?
would return to the old days of constant warring with each other. Alistair's weakness would destroy everything Merrick built.
You don't seem to like Alistair much.
My feelings towards Alistair have nothing to do with it. I barely know him. I simply believe that I am what this country needs. I will fight for what I believe. Would Alistair do the same? Thus, I say again, I would welcome your support for the throne if you would give it.
Why should I support you?
For years, I have ruled this kingdom as Cailan's queen. As much as they loved Cailan, all of the Banon knew this to be so. Cailan was a good man, but what is needed now is not another good man, but a good ruler. I sent Alina here not solely because I thought I needed help, but because I saw an opportunity for us both. I need your support, Warden, and you will need mine.
Are you proposing an alliance?
That is exactly what I am proposing. When the time comes, you support my bid in the Landsmeet to remain on the throne. You will be seen as my father's enemy, yet you will be in support of his daughter. You will be seen as supporting the interests of Ferelden, as opposed to solely those of the Grey Wardens. In return, I add my voice to yours. Do you see? Together we can do what alone we cannot.
What happens to Loghain if you are queen?
He is my father, as well as a great general, who has served his nation well until now. If there is a way for him to live, I would prefer it.
Well, justice must be done, don't you think?
I will always be my father's daughter, but even I know he must pay for his crimes. It will not make me glad, even so. Does that affect your decision? Can we yet come to an arrangement?
Why not simply marry Alistair? This is the best of both worlds.
Ignoring that the man looks so much like Cailan, my recently dead husband, if you'll recall.
Yes?
My main fear is that he might govern like Cailan as well. But it is true that Alistair has Theirin blood. To some, this is more important even than practical considerations.
Yes.
A union might be considered a compromise, but is this something Alistair even desires?
I think I can convince him.
Let me say this. If Alistair is willing to stand back and allow me to continue governing the nation, then I would be willing to have him as my king. It is my understanding that governing does not appeal to him anyhow.
That's correct.
If that is so, this is a compromise I can live with.
Hey, okay. Well, I will speak to him then.
Do so. I will be interested to hear what he has to say.
Be playing matchmaker for the fate of the whole country. Surely Alistair can agree to this. Best of both worlds, Alistair. Be king without having to be king.
So I'm guessing someone told Anora I was planning to steal her throne. She has a nasty glare. Did anyone mention this wasn't my idea?
Yes.
I think she's a great queen. As far as I'm concerned, she's welcome to it.
Well, I think you'd be a great king, Alistair.
Really? Whatever will give you that idea?
You have a kind heart and a strong sense of justice.
Well, it's nice that you think so. What do you think I should do? Go ahead and be king, just to let it happen?
I think you should marry Anora.
Marry her? As in marriage? As in be her
Yes.
husband?
Yes.
You've spoken to her about this?
Yes.
You did, didn't you?
I did.
Why
I
would
did.
you do that? Did you take a blow to the head? That's crazy.
Many. I've taken many blows to the head. Don't worry about this. He can rule while you lead. It's perfect.
I suppose. I don't know how much of a leader I am, but at least I know she's a good ruler. Go ahead, then. Tell her I'll do it if it comes to... Now, excuse me while I go have a small heart attack somewhere. No big deal, right?
Ah, yes, success. Cool, we go back to her, like the love letter messenger we are. Nora, he said yes.
Well, have you spoken to my lucky betrothed yet? Or will we be reduced to passing notes?
He's agreed to your terms.
He has?
Yes.
I wasn't expecting that, to tell you the
Oh.
truth. To marry Cailan's brother. Well, I suppose stranger things have happened. If it will truly help matters... Is this it, then? I agree to marry Alistair to retain my throne,
Yes.
and in exchange I give you my support.
Yes.
If not, then tell me now.
Marry Alistair, and you have my support.
Done. So, we have a deal, Warden. I trust you'll keep your end of the bargain.
Of course.
Now, I suppose, comes the task of dealing with my father. That will be no small feat, of course, but I am certain you already know this. I imagine you have much to do. Is there anything else you needed from me?
I have some questions.
Ask me whatever you like.
Does it make you uncomfortable siding against your father?
Of course it does. Do you think me heartless? But how much worse would I be to calmly stay at the side of a man who murdered my husband?
I'm gonna kill him. Riz, don't you worry, I'm gonna take him down. Did you love Cailan?
It seems a strange word to describe a marriage our parents arranged when he was newly born and I still in swaddling clothes, but yes, I loved him. He was reckless, impetuous, and charming. Had he not been king, he would have made a dashing rogue for a band of players. We were a good pairing. He would not have wanted the burden of ruling any more than I would have liked to remain the silent wife in my husband's shadow.
So why did Loghain leave Cailan to die? Do you even know?
Cailan was so idealistic. The world was his storybook, and he was the hero. And my father is different. He's an idealist too, but he knows what idealism costs. They often clashed, but never seriously, never for long. Cailan would always come round to Father's way of thinking eventually. And then the Blight came. Cailan dreamed of uniting all the nations of Thedas against the Darkspawn. It was a dream. He wouldn't surrender. What my father saw, however, was the boy he had swaddled inviting Orlesian troops back into the land he had fought to free of them. And for once, my poor, foolish husband wouldn't back down.
Right. Yes, so Cailan was uniting the other countries as well to fight the Blight. We found those documents. And Loghain was involved in the wars to keep those countries at bay, I guess. Well, we should tell the people what really happened to Cailan.
They would not believe it, most of them, even from my lips. Loghain is a hero they've looked up to their whole lives. Far easier to believe you or me a liar than him a murderer and tyrant.
Right.
That's why it will be critical to find some way to discredit him before the Landsmeet. We must have proof of my father's crimes for the bands, or they will never believe us.
Well, I'm truly sorry for your loss.
It was more than just my own loss. But I thank you all the same.
Alright, another question.
Ask me whatever you like.
What do you think will happen after the Landsmeet?
Do you want me to try my luck at fortune-telling? There was an old woman who read palms in the village of Warden when I was a child. She told me that I would have 10 children and be bald as a winter heath when I grew up.
Nice.
I can't say I put much faith in foretelling. What will happen depends much on you, Warden. But you certainly knew that already.
Well, I'd like to understand Loghain better if possible.
Well, he was once a farmer when he was a boy, if you can believe it. I never could myself. He's useless with plants, for one thing. I remember my mother once asking his help with a sick rose vine. My mother oversaw the rose gardens personally. He touched it. No more than that. And it shed half its leaves like a dog with mange. She never asked for him to help with her roses again. He bought her another one, though. He carried it back from Denerim with the branches overflowing his saddlebag. Despite the thorns tearing him bloody, he wouldn't let anyone else take it. He wanted to be the one to present it to her. My father has his faults, Warden, but he is far from common.
Why doesn't Loghain back down?
Because he believes he is right, Warden. He thinks he is the only one who can see Ferelden out of its current crisis, even if it is one he helped engineer. My father is capable of remarkable blindness.
Yes, I can see
stems
that.
From his love of Ferelden. That is the saddest part of all, I think.
Is he truly beyond reason?
I hope not, but I fear it is so, yes.
Murder always brings people together. Why would he ever have trusted Al-How?
Trust would perhaps be putting it too strongly. My father knew what How was. And while I despised the man, I knew that father relied on his political mind. I expect my father thought himself above being influenced by the snake. Truly, I wonder how many of these acts stemmed from How and not my father at all. We may never know.
Did he plan on overthrowing Cailan before Ostagar?
I'm not sure. I had no inkling of my father's plans until Cailan was already dead. I would like to think that my father planned for the worst, but did not truly decide that Cailan was a lost cause until that moment in Ostagar. The alternative is difficult to imagine.
Alright, another question.
Ask me whatever you like.
No, I think that's it. I should go.
Then I wish you luck, Warden.
Cool, so we've done a matchmake.
Excuse me, the Lady Queen has summoned me to see to her unmentionables.
You've spoken to Queen Anora?
Well, not much. Just, may I air that for you, my lady? She's brought a maid of her own to wait on her. I beg your pardon, sir, but I really can't be seen standing about. The housekeeper will have my head. Good day.
We keep talking to her, and then she keeps saying something weird and walking away, and all of a sudden we've teleported out here, so okay. Where is Alistair? Good news, Alistair. The wedding's on.
I haven't been here in a while. They've changed the dining room.
Oh, we can't say anything. Okay, so we got questions.
Of course.
Nope, that's it. Alright, cool. So, what about Eamon? What is he going to say?
Warden, let me know if there's any assistance I can give you. We have much to do and little time.
I think I've persuaded Alistair and Anora to marry.
What? Maker's breath. You didn't magic them, did you?
You don't sound pleased.
Pleased would hardly describe it. Shocked. I'm shocked. If you had come in here and told me they'd both sprouted wings and flown to Devinter, I would be less stunned. This alliance can only help us. Well done, my friend.
Yes, alright, I should get to work.
We need to do all that we can in the few days left to us before the Landsmeet.
We shall indeed. Alright, save game. We shall indeed do some more work before the Landsmeet. But that is it for tonight. So, next session, we shall delve into the alienage, which is like the district where all the elves are pushed into. We'll see what's going on there, why there's unrest amongst the alienage. We'll pursue any other side quests that come out of that, and then hopefully prepare for the Landsmeet to finally confront Loghain. But I'm not sure what the timing's going to look like. We'll see what happens. But in the meantime, I want to say thank you very much for everyone who has come along tonight. Thank you for jumping into the chat and participating with each other and me. It's so much fun having you along for the ride and bringing the lols. But that is it. I'll see you in 2 nights' time. This has been Nerdiness. I've been Shade. You guys have been awesome. Tell your mama say hi, and I'll see you then soon.